Today I'm going to teach you about one of the most underrated modifiers in 3ds Max, the sweep modifier. Unfortunately, a lot of artists don't use it, and they end up wasting a lot of time manually modeling things that could be done much faster just by using the sweep modifier. So without further ado, let's get started. First, where do you find it and how do you use it? To use the sweep modifier, you first need to create any kind of shape using a spline. Once you have a spline, you can apply the sweep modifier from the modifier list. Now, while actually making something with it, we'll go through its parameters step by step. To practice and test things out, I've made this basic interior model. You can download it for free from the Patreon link in the description, so you can follow along with me. The first common use of the sweep modifier is for making skirting, like the ones you usually see at the bottom of walls. To make this, let's simply trace these wall corners using an editable spline like this. Once that's done, we apply the sweep modifier. The first thing you'll notice is the built-in section options. There are a lot of very useful ready-made shapes available here, like angle, bar, pipe, and many other section types. For this skirting, I'll need a simple bar, so let's select that. And now we have parameters like length and width. These control the height and the depth of our skirting. Now, as you can see, the skirting is almost looking correct, but the alignment is not right. For that, we need to adjust the pivot alignment from here and see what these buttons do. Whichever corner you choose here, the sweep modifier will treat that as the reference corner. You can try different options in different situations and see what works best. As you can see, this corner is working properly in this case. One important thing while using the sweep modifier is to always make sure to turn off smooth path. If you don't, you might get some weird distortions later in the render. This is basically most of what you need to know to start using the sweep modifier properly. Now, so far we've made a simple skirting using a built-in section, but let's see how to create custom shaped skirting like the ones you often see in classic interiors. For that, you'll need to create a custom skirting profile using splines. Let's make something simple. First, create a rectangle, then convert it to an editable spline and edit it like this. Now go back to the sweep modifier and enable the use custom section option. Click on pick and then select the shape we just created. As you can see, it has taken the custom shape we made and used it as a profile, sweeping it all along the spline path. If you look closely, you'll notice that the profile has been flipped to the other side. To fix this, we simply need to enable mirror on the XZ plane. This will flip the profile to the correct side. You can also use mirror on the XY plane, which will flip the profile along the Z axis like this. The good thing is that all of this is fully parametric. That means you can change the profile shape at any time, and the sweep modifier will automatically update the result instantly like this. By the way, guys, this tutorial is part of a full interior visualization learning series I've put together. where I break down the real workflow I use in my day-to-day client projects. I want to be real with you. I've been in this industry for over 5 years, and most of what I've learned didn't come from a fancy degree. It came from online courses, YouTube, and a lot of trial and error. That's exactly why I built my course, Mastering Interior Visualization with Corona, to teach beginners the way I actually use these tools in real projects instead of leaving them stuck with random scattered tutorials. This tutorial you're watching right now is the same way I teach in my course, but inside the course I go even deeper with slower step-by-step explanations instead of fast-forwarded parts. Inside the course I cover everything you need: modeling, lighting, rendering, post-production, and the full workflow from start to finish that I use in my daily work. So if you like learning like this, and if you want the complete structured training that takes you from beginner to a master 3D visualizer, that's what the course is made for. You'll find the link to enroll in the description. Right now, I'm giving 30% off with the code SAVE30. It's available for a limited time, so grab it while it's there. All right, let's continue the tutorial. I've already made some profile shapes for you guys. In just a minute, we'll see how they look when used as skirting profiles. By the way, you'll also get these profile shapes along with the interior scene on my Patreon, so make sure to download them and practice. You can also use these skirting profiles in your own projects, no worries about that. Now let me show you some of them as skirting. Let's go to the sweep modifier and pick them one by one. Some of these profiles are rotated on different axes, so you may need to use the mirror options to flip them correctly. Just look at how beautiful they look. Amazing, right? Now I'll select the one I like from here. Next, let's copy this sweep setup to the ceiling. What we'll do now is delete all the unnecessary spline lines because we're going to make a cornice. These are the decorative elements we usually see attached to ceilings. They are not open from the door side and should be closed from all sides. Now snap this spline to the top of the wall, like this, and go back to the sweep modifier. As you can see, the profile is going upwards now, so let's select a different pivot from here. Now it's looking open from the bottom, so let's use mirror on the XY plane, and there you go. It's set properly as it should be. Let's try a different profile here. As you can see, it's looking amazing. The sweep modifier is not limited to skirting and cornices. You can also use it to create classic painting frames. Let's create a rectangle and apply the sweep modifier to it. Now pick any profile from these profiles. Right now the frame is going inside, so let's select a different pivot point to move it to the outside. If you notice, it's also rotated by 90 degrees, so we can fix that using the angle parameter. In this case, I think minus 90 degrees works well. Now you can reduce the size from the bottom to make it look more like a proper frame. Another thing you can do with these profiles is create classic decorative wall panels. You can simply copy these shapes like this to form repeating patterns. As you can see, you can create different kinds of panels in just seconds using the sweep modifier. One more powerful use of sweep is for making windows. To make a window, first create a rectangle in the wall opening. Then apply the sweep modifier and select box as the profile. After that, you can use Edit Poly to expand it like this. You can also use exact values if you know the wall thickness. This will work as a base material like wood or marble. Next, create another rectangle inside and apply sweep again. This time using a channel profile. You can also use a box, but the channel profile allows you to place glass inside, and it looks much better. Now copy this sweep modifier. Copy side and top edge to make this kind of pattern. Later, delete the outer edges so these splines work like the bars we usually see in windows. Next, copy the sweep again, delete all extra modifiers, and simply apply a shell modifier. This will work as the glass. Make sure to place it inside the channel like this so it looks correct. Later, if you want more detail, you can apply chamfer to these panels to improve the look of the window. So this is how you can use the sweep modifier to create windows. These are just a few examples. Once you start using the sweep modifier regularly, you'll discover many more ways to use this powerful tool and make your workflow much faster and easier. And if you are someone who is struggling and have some doubt in interior visualization, then make sure to check out my interior visualization with Corona course. It will help you so much, trust me. It's 34 hours of training where I cover every feature in Corona Renderer that is needed in interior visualization, plus full scene creation from scratch with step-by-step audio. Basically, if you want to learn to make renders like this, then this course has everything you need. Right now, I'm giving 30% off with the code SAVE30. It's available for a limited time, so grab it while it's there. The link is in the description. Check it out, and I will see you in the next one.